Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here. Sunday, April 28th, the 2024 NFL Draft is in the books. We just had day 3. We're going to recap the Jaguars' day 3 picks, talk about them a little bit. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Final day out here at the family condo, so back to the regular audio quality, video, all that good stuff tomorrow. But again, we're talking about the Jaguars' day 3 picks here. No trades, which I'm fine with. They did have a lot of draft capital on day 3. I think they did a pretty damn good job with it overall. We're going to talk about it here today. Also had a big Magic dub on home court. It was a good sports Saturday for me, no doubt about it. 2 early picks at 114 and 116 overall for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then you have 153, 167, 212, and 236. Lots of picks to talk about here from day 3 of the draft. Javon Foster out of Missouri gets it kicked off. They believe he's going to be a swing tackle for them, play left tackle and right tackle. He primarily played on the left side at Missouri. Super competitive. You can see that the way he plays the game. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of fire out there. Very, very good run blocker already. He has traits in pass protection. He was pretty efficient in pass pro, but I think he has the length, power, and explosiveness to become an even better pass protector than what he showed on tape. He's a captain, 2-year captain, a super experienced football player. To me, I agree with the Jaguars. He's a swing tackle at worst long term, right? I think he can be a swing tackle immediately for the Jags in 2024. They now have 4 tackles, obviously, that they can feel good about. This was a team, offensive line depth, really cratered their season. It was a massive issue for the Jaguars when you talk about having guys that went down, not having players that could come in and replace them and play at an adequate level in certain spots, especially along the left side of the offensive line. Javon Foster, he can absolutely come in, and I think, after he goes through the rookie minicamp, all the offseason program, and then training camp, preseason, he should be ready to go. A very experienced player who, again, has explosiveness, power, and length, plays with good demeanor, out there, kind of nasty offensive lineman. So I think that was a very good pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had him early day 3, so right along with the value that I would have placed on him. Good pick. Very good. I do think that at some point in his career, he's going to have a chance to potentially start. That's kind of how I view his skill level. Jordan Jefferson at 116, another LSU Tiger. It is Baton Rouge East over here in Duval County. A bit early for me. So many LSU guys, it's fun. But this is a big boy, run stuffer, can push the pocket with power as well. I think that he can play with leverage, get under guys, use his leg drive to, again, push the pocket. Lots of prospects that I had valued higher still on the board at this point. There's no question about that. But he's going to push. There is a ton of competition up front on the defensive line. I think that can make you feel pretty good, right? The fact that whoever makes it out of this defensive front and onto this roster in 2024 will have earned it. Jordan Jefferson is going to push. This is not some undrafted guy, in my opinion. This was, for me, a 6th, 7th round type of prospect. But the Jaguars have LSU's defensive coordinator from last year. You could view that as a negative or a positive, but this is a guy, Matt House, their linebackers coach, who knows these football players, can kind of vouch for them or explain why they may have succeeded, why they may have struggled in certain areas. Jordan Jefferson to the Jaguars at 116 overall. Again, early for me, but definitely adds competition to the defensive front. He wasn't like some undrafted grade, but for me, like I said, just a little early. Deonte Prince at 153. I love this pick. If you've heard me talk about Deonte Prince, we did a pre-draft video on him. He had a top 30 visit with the Jaguars. I had a late day 2 grade on Deonte Prince. He's 6 foot. He has adequate length. It's not great. It's not above average, but it's adequate. 4.36 40-yard dash, I believe it was, right? So this guy can absolutely fly. And at 6 feet tall, about 185 pounds, that's someone who I think has a really good athletic profile overall. And it's a 4.38 40-yard dash, 1.47 10 split, which is absolutely unbelievable. He's explosive, but what I love about him, and the reason he wasn't just like a day 3 guy that has size and athleticism, is he has great coverage instincts. And a lot of guys, he's a little bit high cut, a little bit long legged. A lot of guys like that really struggle with transition, struggle with fluidity. I don't think that he has upper echelon fluidity or change of direction, but it's more than adequate. And with his instincts, his route running IQ in terms of how receivers are trying to attack him, and again, his quickness and speed, I think he has a chance to be a very good corner. With the Jaguars, he's going to come in and compete on the outside. I think that he could also compete at nickel. I also love the fact that he plays with fire. Like, he plays aggressively. He will fire downhill against the run. He does not miss a lot of tackles. This is a very, very good pick. This was actually probably my favorite pick of day 3 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and one of my favorite picks in the entire draft because of the value I have assigned on it, right? Cornerback in the NFL today is a premium position. Deonte Prince comes in. If they would have drafted him at 96, I wouldn't have been mad. I did have Jarian Jones ahead of him on my board, but now they land Jarian Jones and Deonte Prince. I think you're looking at 2 guys who pretty much immediately push Buster Brown down the depth chart, Christian Braswell, all those guys that they've drafted. Like, these are the best 2 corners that the Jaguars have drafted since Tyson Campbell. Point blank, in my opinion. Big fan of what they have done to fortify their depth at the cornerback position. They have Tyson Campbell and Ronald Darby. I think if at some point during these rookie years you have to get Deonte Prince, Jarian Jones out on the field outside, I think you can feel pretty good about that. A lot better than you've felt about these rookies the Jaguars have drafted in recent years. You know, again, not including Tyson Campbell there. KeShawn Robinson at 167. One of my favorite offensive weapon / kick return types in this class. You turn on the tape and you watch A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, Christian Jones, Jonathan Brooks. You see KeShawn Robinson pop. His primary role early, according to Balky, will be as a returner with Devin Duvernay. And with these new kickoff rules, the Jaguars are going to have 2 kick returners back there on every kickoff. And there's going to be more kick returns than there have been in the past. So I think that getting someone like KeShawn Robinson, who is an absolute powder keg, like when he gets the football in his hands, it's off to the races. A guy that ran about a 4.4 40-yard dash at 190 pounds, but on tape he's even faster than that. This is a guy, where's number 7, or he did at Texas. So you see number 7, Robinson, Texas. That's not Bijan, right? And no, it's not. He's not Bijan Robinson, but he is explosive as all get out, and he's a guy that I think I saw a fair amount of criticism on Twitter from Jags fans, kind of being like, "What the hell are they doing drafting this guy? He couldn't even get on the field at Texas in college." Well, look who he shared the field with. Look who he shared the running back room with during his career: Bijan Robinson, Chicago Bears running back Roschon Johnson, Jonathan Brooks, who was just a second-round pick. I mean, yeah. He was not the feature back, but at a lot of schools he could have been. And this is a guy that I think has a lot of talent, so I'm excited to see what he can do as an offensive weapon and, again, as a return specialist as well. There's more value on kick returns now than there has been in recent years, and bringing in KeShawn Robinson to get that done is very good. And then Cam Little at 212, they really needed a kicker. This is a guy that, 4 of 5 on field goals of 50-plus yards in 2023. He grew throughout his career, got better every single year, in my opinion. And when you talk about kickoffs, he's got the leg. He has got the leg to get it done. Only returned 12.9% of kickoffs against him in 2023. So you're talking about, 87% of his kickoffs were not returned. 53 touchbacks in 2023. So this is a guy that has the leg to get it done on kickoffs, has the leg to knock in the 50-plus yarders, and a player who, doesn't really have any issues with extra points. Perfect on extra points throughout his career, almost perfect inside of 40 yards throughout his career, and has the leg for 50-plus yard kicks. So I'm hopeful that he's able to beat out Joey Sly and Riley Patterson, because it looks to me like he has more accuracy, more upside than Joey Sly. Like Joey Sly has a huge leg, but he's very inaccurate. And then Riley Patterson, we know he's an accurate kicker inside of 50 yards, but struggles on the kickoffs, struggles on 50-plus yard kicks. So I think Cam Little can hopefully lock down that job throughout the summer and training camp and all that good stuff. We'll see how that plays out. Then Miles Cole, right? Miles Cole out of Texas Tech. This is the most Trent Baalke pick, I tweeted that out yesterday, that I have ever seen. He is, 278 pounds, right? Yeah, 278 pounds, 36-inch arms, 37-inch arms, 36 and 7/8. So 37-inch arms, 10-inch hands, 4.67 40-yard dash at that size, 35-inch vert. Unbelievable athlete. The highlights on tape, when he pops big. But Baalke admitted he is a developmental guy. But one of his athletic profile comps is Trayvon Walker. And all the guys he comps to are these just big freak athletes out there at edge. So I think it's a good pick in the 7th round to, bring in a guy with his potential that late in the draft. I'm here for it. So good day overall on day 3 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good draft overall. This is a draft to get excited about if you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I thought basically there were just 2 reaches, and that's the 2 LSU defensive front guys, but they both have potential. I think they both have the talent level to play better than what you saw at the college level. And the good thing is neither of them have to be the guy right now. Like, they don't have to be a starter. They don't even have to be one of the most heavy rotational guys. They just have to fight to make the roster and come in. And they have, especially Mason Smith, he has Pro Bowl potential. Is he there right now? No. Does he have to be there right now? Also no. But Mason Smith is a guy early for me, but I can understand why the Jaguars valued him. You got 2 good corners in the draft that can absolutely fly, sub 4.4 guys. Best corners, as I mentioned, that they've drafted since Tyson Campbell. I love Jarian Jones and Deonte Prince. You've got an awesome young receiver. He has crazy potential. Right now, he is a great vertical threat and a very good red zone target. He has the potential to be even more than that. He has the potential to be a true wide receiver 1 in this league. Javon Foster is a very good offensive line depth piece, swing tackle type of guy. The Jaguars have 2 expiring contracts at tackle following the 2024 season. I think if they decide to move on from both of them, I don't think you look at Javon Foster as necessarily your starter in 2025, but a very good swing tackle, a guy who has the potential to start down the road. And I doubt the Jaguars move on from both Cam and Walker because you've got 2 good guys. Like, why let both of them leave the building? I love bringing in KeShawn Robinson and Cam Little for special teams. 2 of the most exciting special teamers in this class. Will Reichard was my guy out of Alabama, but he came off the board earlier. Cam Little, he's got the leg. I think he showed improvement in the accuracy department a little bit throughout his career. Got better from 50-plus yard field goals. Very good kickoff guy. KeShawn Robinson is an offensive weapon and kick return specialist, so I like him. And again, Miles Cole to me is a good swing at the end of the draft. If you can just get him to use his length and explosiveness to be a pocket pusher, he can be a really good role player for you. Because with him just bull rushing and using the long arm, if that's all he develops, I think he can be a super fun player. And if he develops even more than that, he could be a great rotational player. But again, it's a developmental swing. Very good draft overall, in my opinion. There are certainly guys I would have taken at different spots, done things slightly differently. And we will get into my draft redo, kind of what I would have done, the way the board presented itself later on this week, but still a very good draft overall. We will do some draft grades later on because, again, not all of this was perfect for me, but overall I think Trent Baalke did a good job. We will look at some undrafted free agents later on and that the Jaguars have brought in. The Jaguars, they did also pick up the 5th-year options for Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. Not surprising at all. We will talk about that this week as well, too. Really appreciate you guys tuning in for this 2024 NFL Draft coverage. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop. Pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I am wearing right now. Y'all have a great Sunday.